Good Saturday morning. I'm Farah Jadvin. Thanks for starting off your day with us here on King 5. This father has been walking all night to honor his son's 22nd birthday. He's the father of a young autistic man who's been missing for 5 months. This morning, we look at where the search for Jonathan Hoang stands. Bones, zip ties, plastic bags, and a woman's earring were found within the FBI search area linked to the Travis Decker investigation. This morning, we'll learn more about the importance of these discoveries. And no matter how you plan to travel this weekend, whether it's on the road or you're headed out to SeaTac Airport, expect a lot of traffic, and that's going to include our state's ferry system. We'll tell you how to best plan a trip on the water. All right, let's get a look outside. I gotta wipe off all of this fog and clouds that's happening here. That's kind of the picture just about everywhere. Savannah Welch in for Ashley Ruiz this morning. Are we going to see this clear up sooner than later?
Yes, we are. I was going to say you almost need an eraser and just get that out of here.
Let me start working on this.
Yeah, we need to start
like paint, right? And get the eraser emoji.
Yeah, just get that. Get in Photoshop and just get rid of all of those clouds. Yeah, we are seeing them persist through much of today. We'll continue to see some partly cloudy, mostly cloudy conditions out there, but thankfully we have a warm up on the horizon as well. 59 degrees right now in Port Angeles, where it's also looking a little gray this morning. Over to the western part of the state, taking a live look at satellite and radar showing this upper level low that is the reason for all of these clouds, bringing some light sprinkles, chances of light sprinkles, especially along the coast, such as where Port Angeles is. To the western part of the state, again, current temperatures in the 50s and climbing up to the 60s in the early morning hours, and making our way into the 70s for the highs today through much of Puget Sound. Almost 80 degrees for some parts of the area, especially South Sound, getting into the mid to upper 70s. I'll have more coming up shortly.
A family desperate for answers is counting on the community for support. Jonathan Hoang disappeared from his home in Arlington, where he lived with his family, and that was about 5 months ago at the end of March. Jonathan's family believes this was him seen on a Ring camera in Kirkland's South Juanita neighborhood back in June. This morning, the 22-hour walk-a-thon in honor of Jonathan's 22nd birthday hits nearly the 13th hour. King 5's Jim Nelson spoke to Jonathan's father, who's been walking through the night.
By being here, you know, you're part of our family.
Tao Hoang would walk to the end of the world if it meant finding his son.
Are you Jonathan's dad?
I am.
Well, I brought my St. Anthony.
Oh, that's perfect.
Saint of lost items, so I'll be holding on to it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jonathan, who has autism, was 21 when he vanished.
Every of our waking moment is looking for Jonathan, waiting for Jonathan, and sometimes it's just us sitting in his room and just hoping he'll walk through that door.
Friends and even strangers.
Anyone who doesn't have a button yet?
Joined Tao in Kirkland as he embarked on a journey.
I'll do it nonstop.
This isn't a walk to the end of the world, but it is the start of a 22-hour walk, a 4-mile loop ending on Jonathan's 22nd birthday.
We're just here to support the family. We have a kid with autism, so I can only imagine how that feels.
This crowd will shrink and grow over the next day or so, but symbolically, they will stick together.
Make sure that we can get as many people aware as we can.
Together on this walk, on this journey.
It's a beautiful sunset.
With a desperate father.
Jonathan always come to our bedroom at night, because we always go to bed early. He'll come to our bedroom and say, "Dad, come look at the sunset," or "Come look at the rainbow."
Hopefully they get to do that together soon again. That was King 5's Jim Nelson reporting. Jonathan's father will be walking until 5:30 tonight. Investigators say they found new potential evidence in the search for Travis Decker. He allegedly murdered his 3 young daughters earlier this summer. This week, crews searched a campground near Leavenworth. They found bones, zip ties, plastic bags, and a woman's earring. It's still unclear whether the bones are human or animal. They're now with anthropologists at Central Washington University.
It's only been a few months, so I would say no. My guess is, purely a guess, these are going to be animal bones. Animal bones in the woods, in the forest, are very, very common.
None of these clues are definitive, but lab results could provide some answers, including which direction Decker was going when he left the crime scene. Today, a Christian singer and preachers who gained fame opposing COVID lockdown measures are bringing their message to Gasworks Park. In promotional material for the so-called Revive in 25 tour, a Christian singer says he's targeting America's darkest cities. The organizer has previously denounced Pride Month and the LGBTQ community. Capitol Hill Pride tried to get the event canceled, but earlier this week, the mayor said it cannot be stopped.
The law is crystal clear. You cannot shut down a venue on anticipated speech. Any group under the First Amendment has a right to use one of our public assets, such as a park, to have assembly.
Counter-protesters say they will also be at the rally, but across town. A Seattle-based transgender rights group is organizing an event they say is focused on queer joy. The Lavender Rights Project plans to host Louder Than Hate at Washington Hall in the Central District. Both groups are avoiding Cal Anderson Park due to safety reasons. This morning outside Annunciation Catholic Church in Minneapolis, the memorial that started with just a few flowers has grown to now include dozens of bouquets, notes, books, candles, and more. Last night, 2 days after a mass shooting changed the community forever, hundreds gathered at a vigil to pay their respects for the victims. 2 children were killed and 18 others, students and 3 adult parishioners, were hurt when a shooter opened fire during school mass Wednesday morning. Last night, a Seattle public safety meeting got a little heated. A man confronted City Council President Sarah Nelson.
You've turned this into a stump speech when it needs to be, how do we handle this neighborhood and get it back up and running?
Friday night's meeting focused on crime and drug use in the Lake City neighborhood, which led to the closure of a Fred Meyer store. The man argued more should have been done to make the area safe.
The fact that you claim that you didn't know that or know that there was crime over there when they have done nothing but hire additional security over the last few years is just absolutely outrageous.
I hear you, and I'm not going to try to explain away my failure to act sooner.
Nelson is up for re-election in November. She's facing Dion Foster, who's taking a more progressive stance on issues. Whether by plane, car, or boat, a lot of people are headed out of town for the Labor Day weekend, and today is expected to be the busiest and most crowded day on the ferries. Heads up to riders looking to head to Bremerton. The Seattle-Bremerton route is operating at half power this morning. Washington State Ferry says you should expect delays on that route. Close to 400,000 people are expected to travel through Monday by ferries. SeaTac Airport is gearing up for crowds too. Officials estimate just over 1 million travelers will pass through over the holiday weekend. That's up 7% from last year. Today was expected to be the busiest day with nearly 200,000 passengers arriving, departing, or connecting through the airport. WashDOT expected today and Monday to be the busiest. To make things a little easier on drivers, most construction work is paused this weekend. Shantae Sumter will be covering the travel forecast from WashDOT in our next half hour. Let's get a check on our forecast now, especially if you are staying in town for the holiday, with Savannah Welch in for Ashley this morning. What can we expect, Savannah?
Well, we're starting to see some clearing through some parts of Puget Sound and western Washington as well. Seeing some blue skies peeking out, some still clouds lingering over there over downtown Seattle. But overall, starting to see some beautiful conditions on this holiday weekend, continuing to make our way through to our Cascade forecast. Temperatures warming up into the 70s by the early afternoon and cooling into the evening hours. So overall, a nice day if you're wanting to head up to the mountains. If you want to go to the Evergreen State Fair, this is a great weekend to do it, with temperatures in the 70s, mostly cloudy, partly cloudy conditions through much of the weekend. And from Monroe to Puyallup for the Washington State Fair, things look really nice this weekend too, in the 80s and upper 70s today. So today's staying a little cloudy. You can expect many clouds, much cloudiness over the next couple of hours through the rest of the day, and overall things look really great heading into the weekend with some nice mild conditions. I'll tell you when you can expect the warm-up coming up next.
I gotta say, the overcast skies make me think of football, and college football is back at Washington. After the break, we tell you what you need to know if you are staying in Seattle or traveling over to Pullman. And forest workers are struggling to keep up with this summer's crowds. Now they worry about permanent damage to one of Washington's most popular trails. Good morning, Port Angeles. Hope your day's off to a positive start there and anywhere you are joining us from. We'll be back after the break.
King 5's First Alert Weather Cams, sponsored by Southwest Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric.
Plumbing problem? Don't panic. Call Best Plumbing. From clogs to leaks, big or small, we fix it all. Puget Sound's most complete plumbing service. With over 50 years of experience, we've got you covered. Because when it comes to plumbing, only Best will do.
At Toyota's national sales event,
tailgate season's just getting started.
Manny drops back and he flips one right down the middle.
Lease a new Corolla Cross Gas from $259 a month with 2 years no-cost maintenance. Toyota, let's go places.
And now, Moose News with the local report.
I'm Caboose D. Moose, and I'm here with a special report. The end of summer is upon us, and that means it's time for the Old Cannery's Labor Day tent sale and barbecue. Filled to the brim with furniture with special financing options you can find all over the tent. Give our prize wheel a spin for your chance to win gift cards and other prizes. And while you're here, come get free hot dogs and sodas from noon to 3, Saturday through Monday. Don't miss out on your chance to see what we got at the Old Cannery Furniture Warehouse. This is Caboose T. Moose, signing out.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Seatown Heating and Air has massive savings on AC systems this Labor Day. Start with up to $1,000 off select AC systems. Take that, summer heat. Add on 0 interest and 0 payments for 12 months? Oh, yeah! Only need a mini split? Get up to $500 off a single zone mini split system. Boom! Don't wait! These insane Labor Day deals are disappearing fast. Call Seatown now and upgrade your system today.
Call Seatown Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
If you want to let your game do the talking, say less. If you want a refreshing drink, Sprite. Obey your thirst.
Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
You might be on track to spend over $15,000 on shaving supplies throughout your life. Good thing Milan Laser is now